Hello there, Amanda here. I have our upcoming homeschool curriculum for the 2022-2023 homeschool year to share with you today. I already filmed this video and I have a headache and so I'm going to try to go through this quickly and as clearly as I can. So I'm going to start with language arts. We are going to be using The Good and the Beautiful's Level 2 Language Arts next year. We have used their Level K and their Level 1, and it has been incredible. Taught my daughter to read. It's teaching her all the things that she needs for language arts, and it includes a lot in this. So, you know, why not just have one thing that includes all the stuff instead of having to use multiple things? So we've been very happy with this. It comes with 2 readers, a shared reader to read together, and a personal reader for her to read. All right, to go alongside that, because their spelling instruction isn't very thorough, in my opinion, I also picked up spelling from Rod and Staff. This is the Level 2. That's just where it starts, Level 2. And it comes with a teacher's guide and a student workbook. I don't know that this is completely necessary, especially since she's already learning lots of things in her language arts. I just don't see the spelling really happening just yet. So we're gonna try that this year and see. We may not need it any, in the future, but for now, we're gonna try it out. Also, penmanship Level 1 from Rod and Staff. My daughter's not a huge fan of penmanship, so I thought we'd try something different and new. We've never used anything through Rod and Staff, so thought we'd give it a shot this year. From the same place that I purchased the things from Rod and Staff, Milestone Books, I also picked up these Pathway readers. I've heard lots of good things about them. I just picked up 2 for now, and they're both the grade 1 books. My daughter is well past this level of reading, but I don't want her reading too far past her age, just because I don't want the content to be too much for her to handle. So I picked these up to see if she'd like them. She hasn't started reading them yet. I am trying to save them for the school year, but we'll see. If she does enjoy them, we might pick up some more in the future. Okay, for history, we are using Core Knowledge History. We used them this year and my daughter really enjoyed it, so we are going to continue to use them next year. I was going to change up things and use a different history program, but she requested that we keep using this, so if she likes it, I'm gonna stick with it. It comes with 9 units this year, and each unit goes has a teacher's guide with it. I have a full video about this and how to get that for free as well. For science, we actually don't have anything to show you for science just yet because I haven't purchased any of it. We did use the science from Core Knowledge as well this year, and we didn't really love it, and my daughter did not request we continue it. So we are currently working through this unit from The Good and the Beautiful right now, and we have used one other of their science units, and I actually really like the way it's done, so I've decided that going into next year, we are going to use The Good and the Beautiful science units, but we're not sure which ones yet because I kind of want to wait until it's closer to time to do it so that we can pick something that we're into at the time. For math, I don't have anything physical to show you because we will be using teaching textbooks next year. That's tough for me because I really love to be the instructor, and teaching textbooks is computer-based. But nothing really has been working so far. I mean, everything's working. My daughter is picking up skills and learning concepts and everything's fine. She just doesn't love it, and it's a struggle every day. So I'm trying to find something that she will actually want to do, or at least not dislike it so much. So we're going to start with teaching textbooks. She'll be moving into 3rd grade math, and that's the level that they start at. So it's a perfect fit for now. We have never used anything like it before, so we'll see if it works or not. That's just the current plan. I also did pick this up this year, and this is for 3rd grade as well. This is sort of going to be my way to kind of stay in the instructor seat, because it is technically a full math textbook. I just don't know how my daughter will feel about it. So I'm going to use it alongside teaching textbooks to see which one is just a better fit. I really would love for this to be the one, but it's up to her ultimately. Okay, I have like a little list of all the things, so let me make sure I'm going through it. We are using Under the Home this year as well. Those are all of the like curriculum that I purchased, I think. Those are all the curriculum that I purchased to use this year, but I'm also going to incorporate stuff from Under the Home. Under the Home is a free Charlotte Mason inspired K-5 curriculum website. I love it. I have a full video where I just like gush over how awesome it is, and I'll link that down below so you can see what I'm talking about. It's awesome, and you definitely need to check it out. This year, we didn't find it until part of the way into our school year this year, so we already had all the stuff that we needed. We didn't need to use anything from them, and I knew that I wanted to use much more from them this year. So we'll be using art, poetry, prose, music, history, and science through them. I know, I already talked about history and science, right? Well, there's more. So first, art. My plan for art, I don't have anything to show you really except one thing. My plan for art, I didn't print out, let me back up. So because Under the Home is free and it uses stuff in the, like the texts that it uses are in the public domain, you don't have to buy anything to use this curriculum. You can go on the website and all of like the texts that you need, all of the material, the books that you would use are right on the website. And that's why it's my favorite. There are websites that are similar, but this is the one that does it the best in my opinion. So you go on the website, you read straight from the text that's on there, and then there's also a lesson guide portion. I don't love sitting on the computer and reading everything out, so I've printed a lot of stuff out. However, I was not going to print out the art because it's a lot. It's a lot. Lots of color, saturated, you know? So I didn't want to print that out. And also the lesson guide I didn't print out because, in my opinion, art is one of those things that you should just enjoy. It doesn't need to be picked apart and critiqued all the time. So we're going to try to just look at the art and enjoy it. Just like, we'll discuss it, but I'm not going to use, you know, pointed questions, you know, picked out ahead of time. However, on the website, they do have this as well. This is like a coloring book that has the pieces of art just in black and white. So I was thinking I'd print out 2 copies of every picture. I just have one set right now, but I was thinking I'd print out another set and sit down and pull up the picture on the computer and sit down with my daughter, and we would both have a copy of the art, and then we would like do our own. I thought that'd be really cute and fun together, and it would like cover art history as well as cover the quotient for like doing art for us. My daughter's not huge on drawing or coloring, so I think if I give her the piece of art to do, it's already there, then she'll be able to color it in and have more confidence in that. And I understand because I'm not very good with art myself, so I thought that'd be fun. So that's art from Under the Home. We're also going to be doing poetry, and these are all of the poems that I've printed out to be used this year. This is not how it was laid out to be printed out. This is, I went through and made this myself because I wanted it to look a little bit differently, but it is formatted to be printed out straight from the website. You do 2 poems a week or something like that, so there's like 72 poems here. And again, I didn't print out a teacher's guide because, in my opinion, poetry is another form of art that you don't need to critique all the time. They did also have a coloring book for it too, though. So I feel like this is a better way of going about it, especially for someone so young, like my daughter. So we'll be doing this, and there's a picture from the story and a little quote from the story. So it's got the art and copy work built right in. So I thought that'd be cool for her. So we'll also be doing prose. And this past year, I printed out all of the stories into one big book like this. But I decided this year I wasn't going to do that. There are only 3 stories this year, and they are the story of Dr. Dolittle, The Princess and the Goblin, and The Wind in the Willows. So I actually went on eBay and ordered a copy of each of those. They're like classic stories for children, so I don't mind having a copy of each of them. So I just printed out the parent guide. So that's art and poetry and prose. Now, we're also going to be doing music. I can't print out the music, obviously. It's like videos to listen to. And we struggled through music this year. My daughter didn't love it. She thinks classical music sounds spooky, and I don't fully blame her. So the plan this year is I didn't print out a parent guide. I'm just gonna try to play it while we're in the room. We're not gonna draw a lot of attention to it. We're not gonna focus on it. We're just gonna play it. And if I play it every day through the week, I think she'll gain enough from it that we don't need to sit and talk about the spooky music, if that's what it is. And she might hear it and decide, oh, I love that. Let's talk about it. And then we will talk about that song. And we'll talk about the artist or the composer. And we'll discuss it. But I'm going to let her be the one that kind of picks which selection of music she is interested in pursuing more information on. All right, so the other things that I have from under the home include history and science. Now, I already talked about history and I already talked about science. Why am I still talking about? What am I going on about here? So, like I said, I was thinking of changing our history. I was going to use under the home's history curriculum for the new option of history. But since my daughter decided she liked the old history, I wanted to go with that. But because this is still free, I decided let's just do both. So the history is in the form of a storybook. So because the text is free on the website, I made my own little book. I printed out in booklet form and I bound it myself. So this is the history book we'll be reading from and the parent guide that goes along with it. And I've done the same exact thing with science. This is the little science text, and it's very, this isn't even, I don't even know how this is science at this point, but I'm sure this will help me figure it out. The parent guide that goes along with the science, the parent guide that goes along with the science book. I feel like those will just be simple, and the reason I'm doing 2 of each thing this year is just to kind of decide what's best for us, and I didn't want to just get one thing and then force us to just trudge through it. And I also didn't want to get the one thing, find that there was no way to trudge through it, and then not have the next thing ready to go. So we're going to kind of do both and see what we can do. My thoughts on it are, I put the things like this, like the really simple stuff, the stuff that is going to be almost more supplementary. If I put it in like a morning basket, we'll still cover it, but it doesn't need to be so extreme, like a textbook and workbook style. I haven't done it yet, so I don't know exactly how it's going to work out. The other thing is, so we're using art, poetry, prose, music, history, and science from Under the Home. I love Under the Home. It's incredible. There's another website that's similar, Ambleside Online. It is also a free website that is Charlotte Mason. I will say I don't like it as much just because I have a harder time sort of maneuvering the website. It's not as easy for me to get through. It might be fine for others, but for me, it's just not as easy. However, it does have some things in it that I do want to incorporate. It has a hymn study that Under the Home does not have, and a folk song study that Under the Home does not have. And I would like to incorporate those as well. I'm thinking of doing like a morning basket sort of thing, and printing out the hymn of the week, month. I think it's a month by month situation. The hymn of the month and the folk song of the month, and putting it in a morning menu, which I have one here that we used some this year, but we didn't use it very much. I'm thinking if I put like the hymn and the folk song from Ambleside Online into this, then it'll be super simple to cover, because all you have to do is like read it and then move about your day. So that's the plan. So I will also be using Ambleside Online, free resources as well on that. And then the other thing that I don't have to show, because I'm still not 100% sure how I'm going to go about doing this, is Bible. I have not done Bible in the past for homeschool because I didn't feel confident enough doing it, but I do feel a lot more confident doing it now. And something that is really important to me is ensuring that my daughter understands the stories that I talk about. And when she's in church, I want her to know when they like say things or ask questions, I want her to be aware. I don't want her to be, ignorant to it until they bring it up. I want it to be something that she's experiencing at home as well. So there's many, many options and many resources out there available for Bible. Because I haven't taught it before, I don't know what's best or what's going to work. I think, honestly, what I'm going to do is probably just find free resources, free downloads, and just use my Bible. Maybe buy a children's Bible so that it's easier for her to understand. But I think I might just do that. So I don't have anything to show, because I'm probably not going to use a curriculum. I'm probably just going to do it on my own. Right. One last thing from Under the Home. They have these schedules. It's like the whole year's worth of schedule, and it shows you the week up at the top, and it gives you like all of the different sections of the website and the check boxes to, go through the week. And then at the bottom, these are like self-paced subjects, so they don't give you check boxes. They just have you check off like each day of the week to make sure that you've done it enough throughout the week. So I printed that out, and my plan is to use that alongside my planner that I made by myself. I'm so proud. Last year I just took like free printables, and like I had like 5 or 6 different free printables that I kind of just like Frankenstein together to get what I wanted, and then it wasn't even what I wanted. So I'm trying something different this time. And the way that I have it is like I have the months divided up. So I have November, and then the weeks. I have a couple pages of the weeks for November, and then it goes into the month of December, and then a couple weeks, and then the month. So it'll be like, because this time I just did all the months at the front, and then I did all the weeks together, and that was too much. And also I found that like I don't need individual boxes for every subject, because I basically just do the next lesson in each book. So all I need to do is check it off ultimately, because if I do lesson 56 on this day, I'm going to do lesson 57 that day. I don't need to write in what lesson or what we're covering, because it's already laid out for me in the books themselves. So I went more simple this time, and I'm very happy with that. So my plan is to couple these together so that I don't have to put any of this information into the planner. I already have it. So I think that covers everything. I covered math, history, science, language arts, hymns, right? I talked about the hymns? I think I did. And the hymns thing, let me just go back to that real quick. I am in the church choir, and I'm getting my daughter to join the church choir right now. So I really think the hymn study will be really important for us, because I know lots of hymns by heart from just growing up, and always being in the choir no matter where I was. So I know lots of them, and she's just getting into that and just being old enough to read and understand. And she's going to learn how to read music and things. So that'll be cool. Oh, right. The other thing. There's one last thing. To go along with morning time, I'm thinking of doing, right, the hymn and the folk song. I'm also thinking, I went through catechism when I was younger and learned like all the different prayers and things that get recited during church service. And I realized that my daughter doesn't know any of them because she hasn't had the opportunity to learn them, you know? And when she was like in church for the children's church, they didn't do all the same repetitive stuff that we do during a sermon. So I watched a video, and I cannot remember the name of the woman who does the video. I'll try to find it and link it down below. But I don't even think she's homeschooling anymore, which is too bad because I found her videos to be a wealth of knowledge. But she had it in her morning menu, different prayers and things that she wanted her children to memorize, like the Lord's Prayer and the Apostles' Creed and stuff. So I think I'm going to do that. Like, we go through the doxology in church, and I'd never heard of that, actually. So I think that's something else that she could learn. So that's finally the end. Like I said, check out Under the Home. It's awesome. I'm going to try to like put a bunch of links and stuff in the description for all the different things, because there's a lot that I talked about today. But I do appreciate you watching. I hope this helps. I hope you're able to find something in this video that you think will work for you, or whatever it may be. Even if you just like to listen to this because you're bored, I hope this video is something that you can use. So thank you very much for watching.